Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 54-year-old Illinois resident Kelly Fontaine traveled to D.C. with her then boyfriend, now husband, Brian Dula. And in the lead up to the Capitol attack, Fontaine shared an image on social media. It advertised the January 6th event. It featured an image of Donald Trump and the phrase, "Be there will be wild." And on January 5th, Fontaine commented on another person's Facebook post, and she wrote, quote, "Bring it, headed to D.C." So the following day, Fontaine and her boyfriend followed the mob to the Capitol after they watched Donald Trump's speech at the Ellipse. They walked past downed police barricades. The barricades had very prominent yellow tape on it that read, "Do not cross." And so they made their way onto the upper Northwest Terrace, totally ignored the signs. Eventually, another member of the mob used a crowbar to shatter the glass on the parliamentarian door. You guys have seen the video of this. I've shared it here. He reached in, he opened the door from the inside, and so everybody started flooding in. Fontaine and Dula were present. They watched as this man did this, so they knew this was not a peaceful protest. They weren't let into the building. But within 10 minutes of that breach, Fontaine and her boyfriend illegally entered the building. So they walked through various areas of the Capitol. They exited, though, about 11 minutes later. And sometime after that, they left the Capitol grounds. So the next day, Fontaine posts on Facebook and says, quote, "Nothing started until Antifa and BLM showed up. But the fake stream media will never let their sheep know that." Yeah. Yeah, we're all the sheep. Bah, Fontaine. That's all I got to say. So yeah, they call the left the sheep. Well, they swallowed so much of the cult 45 Kool-Aid that they got arrested thanks to Trump's election fraud fairy tale. Anyway, later that day, Fontaine responded to another person's post and said, quote, "Antifa was dressed like Trump supporters. It was Antifa, Mary. It was peaceful. Antifa showed, and police in riot gear were deployed. It was not like this during the march. Lies." In response to another Facebook user, Fontaine replied, quote, "I was literally 50 feet away from the open doors," in caps, "when they started entering. Looks like a quote unquote storming, right?" Yeah, when someone uses a weapon, when someone uses a crowbar to break in, yeah, Fontaine, if a man used a crowbar to break into your house and then people followed that person in, would you say, "Oh, no harm, no foul. There wasn't a break-in. People just walked in after he broke in"? They're so full of it. So anyway, on January 9th, Fontaine posted this lengthy diatribe about January 6th being staged. Of course, she deflected to the BLM protests. And then a few days after that, Fontaine posted again saying, quote, "Fuck your unity. We will never forget. And you will be exposed and pay. TikTok traitors." How'd that work out for you? On January 23rd of 2021, Fontaine posted, quote, "There was no storming. The doors were opened and people were let in. Please don't believe what MSM is continuing to brainwash the sheep with. Unless you were physically present, you have no idea what you are talking about." Yeah, video doesn't lie. We've all seen it. So again, like I said, they were present. They were present when a Trump supporter, not Antifa, used a crowbar to break a window and break into the Capitol. So she knew they were not let in. And she even admitted this to the FBI because in September of 2022, agents interviewed Fontaine and Dula, And she conceded that she saw other people attempting to break Capitol windows. And it seems as though Fontaine had a change of heart or perspective by this time, because she told the FBI agents she was embarrassed to be associated with what took place on January 6th. So Fontaine was arrested on February 7th of 2024, and she was charged with entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading or demonstrating in a Capitol building. In June of 2024, Fontaine pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds and also the parading charge. So she was looking at a combined 1 year in prison, 10 years of probation, and $10,000 in fines. The government, though, requested a sentence of only 21 days in prison, 3 years of probation, 60 hours of community service, and $500 in restitution. Reggie Walton, who is a U.S. district judge, he presided over Fontaine's case. He is typically very tough, but when all was said and done, the judge sentenced Fontaine to 21 days in prison, 3 years of probation, a $1,000 fine, and $500 in restitution. So at least he gave the prosecutor pretty much everything they asked for. Wish it was longer. Wish he would have gone over and above, especially given the fact that she kept blaming it on other people, even though she stood there watching someone break in. And as I've often said, I think even the low-level offenders should get a mandatory minimum of 2 to 3 months in prison. Everyone who was there contributed to the mob mentality. Everyone who was there helped to overwhelm the police. That's just a simple fact. But for the number of people that they had there, 140 police officers may not have been brutalized and beaten, some losing their eyesight, experiencing lifelong, not just emotional trauma, but some of them physical trauma, physical pain, and things that are never going to go away. So, losing fingers and what have you. And not to mention the 4 or 5 police officers who took their own lives after the fact because they suffered such severe head trauma. So this is not a joke. This is not, something that we should take lightly. And unfortunately, this woman, other people, probably going to get a pass from Donald Trump. So anyway, I will let you know if I hear any more. I will definitely let you know of the people he pardons, and I will tell you exactly what they did, what they were charged with, what they got convicted of, and you can judge for yourself if you think that his pardons are just, if and when they come. All right, thanks again for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.